Today's edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox is brought to you by Gulfstream Park.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome fave with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and happy Halloween. It is a special Friday Fun Day Halloween edition, and yes, I usually don't get dressed up, but in honor of our great local football team, it is I'm going to say, it's a Rorschach test. So, as you can see, I am wearing a Dolphins cap. And who am I today? And I guess that's
Mike
why.
McDaniel.
You were Chris
Chris
Greer.
Greer.
You were Chris Greer.
Or
And now he's without a job. But I would say Stephen Ross. 'Cause
Stephen
he has
Ross.
hair like that.
Jeff DeForest, who is the chief clown on the Miami Dolphins football organization today?
Well, I don't know. Tony will remember the days where we had Joe Thomas,
Yes.
Bill Arnsparger,
Oh, my God.
inspirational people
Yes.
at the helm.
Yes.
Unfortunately, this has gone on and persisted for too long. But wow, what a scapegoat it seems like. Doesn't the whole top tier, I mean, the top 15 players and everybody else need to go?
Why don't they
Exactly.
just get rid of the whole lot of, Chris Greer has left, but why don't they fire McDaniel?
They mutually agreed to part, Tony. You got to get your nomenclature right.
Yeah.
It's just like the same day that Donald
BS.
Shula
Yeah.
decided it was time to resign
Yeah,
and
that's
hand the
Defo's
reins
favorite.
over to one
Defo's
Jimmy Johnson.
He realized that Jimmy was going to do a better job.
Yeah, 100%.
He came to that realization in the morning. He called Wayne. Wayne hastily called a press conference, offered Jimmy the contract.
Was that one of the great talk about a costume ball? That was like
Exactly.
he had the script that says the game has passed me by,
Yeah,
and I know that Jimmy
was sad,
Johnson will
yeah.
do a better job
Yeah.
along with his little dog Buttercup. So
Nice.
that didn't work out so well. All right, here's the question, and now I can see myself again, and I could get rid of this silly
You're
outfit. But it's a clown in a Dolphins cap means it could be Stephen Ross,
Yes.
it could be Mike McDaniel, but could no longer be Chris Greer because he's out.
He's gone, thank goodness.
And can anybody on this distinguished panel, Mike Lubie Lubitz, Tony Segreto, the legend, Jeff DeForest, another legend, explain to me why you would get rid of the architect after the building has already been built and is on the verge of collapse, and not get rid of the pilot. Well, now I'm mixing my metaphors. Let's say they're building an airplane and Mike McDaniel is the pilot. Why didn't they get rid of the whole lot? Anybody?
That's what I want to know. Why didn't they get rid of the whole lot?
They've done things wrong every time they've done this. So I'm happy they got rid of the GM because what it does is, first of all, every time they've gotten rid of the coach and put an interim guy in, they end up winning 3 or 4 stupid games that push them from a top 5 pick to a 7 to 12 pick. I don't want that. This is a horrible team. This is a team that's not going to do anything in the playoffs. So I'd rather them lean into Mike McDaniel. As you can tell, he isn't going to win many games. So lean into Mike McDaniel, win your 3 games, get a top 3 pick, and then fire him. But to get a good GM, a lot of the time when you have the other GM sitting there, there is a code and all that other garbage. So I don't mind them getting rid of the GM now so they can put feelers out to different organizations. You're not going to get a coach in season, but you can start the wheels for a GM in season. And I actually don't mind them getting rid of Greer now because it'll calm a lot of the fans, because a lot of us are ready for Greer to go. So they will calm us down. It's the opposite of what my Seminoles are doing. Like, we all know nobody else is going to get fired, but the idiot keeps putting out stupid ass comments that make him look dumber and dumber. Mike Alford, the AD. Like, this is the first time in a long time the Dolphins did it almost the right way. Like, I would have done it in the offseason, but at least Greer's gone. McDaniel can continue to bury them. They'll get a top 2 pick, top 3 pick, and then you get your GM, and they hire the coach who hires the staff.
And my question is, can McDaniel continue to bury them?
Oh, he can.
If the team is, keeps making mistakes, and it looks like I don't know, I hate using the Q word, that I don't know if they've quit, but they look deliberately
The
inept.
second half.
This is the first time I have seen Mike McDaniel be animated on the sideline.
Oh, good.
animated.
I didn't see it because I fell asleep after it was
I went to bed at
21
halftime.
to 7. Did you watch that whole debacle last night?
I watched a lot of it. What's interesting to me, I mean, I always judge these situations by the criteria of what is the likelihood, now that Chris Greer is a free agent as a general manager, that some other team immediately thinks, wow, we are compelled to hire this guy right away. That possibility looms as like 0.0. So that tells you what it was worth to have this guy here for this many years. It's not like he's highly coveted. It's sad to see. Tony is a big diehard Dolphin guy. Look, you can't help but develop some kind of attachment to an organization that you cover for years and years and years. And it was less so probably on the newspaper side, but most of the electronic media, you got inside the organization a little bit. You got to know the people all the way from Eddie Jones when he was president.
Eddie was a great guy. Yeah,
was pretty cool. So, you felt a little compassion for the team, but it's bewildering that this team could have like 2 wins at this point in the season and then look as pathetic as they did in 2 of the last 3 weeks. It really is amazing to me. But Chris Greer's problem was a simple one. When he started picking up linemen at gas stations when they were trying to tank for Tua, unfortunately, it became a habit. And you're just hoping they can find like a Chuck Klingbeil in the pile somewhere.
Well, there's a name from the past. Another good guy.
Right. But I mean, in the past, they had, everybody has a little bit of patchwork on the offensive line. In the past, they'd find a way to plug in somebody.
I'm going to go.
They don't anymore.
I'm going to go way deep on the obscure Dolphin player references. They need more Chuck Klingbeils and less Brian Sochets.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Wow.
Bingo.
No, and it's funny you mentioned Chris Greer,
but you need an offensive line, and that really is the whole key in all of football. The professor points this out, and he's absolutely right. Well, what's the difference with the XFL and some of these hybrid leagues that start up? Well, the difference is they don't have any offensive line talent.
Yep.
And so everybody looks bad as a result. And that's why these guys are at such a premium. And if you don't address it over 20 years, I don't know, how long is Greer the GM? He was like 12, 15 years.
He was there
as officially
GM.
10 years. But remember, he was under Tannenbaum. He was the supposed GM who wasn't the GM. And they wrote those 5 years off. And he's been with them since 2000.
How do you never, ever assemble a decent offensive line during that period of time? I realize that without this, I don't care if you have Tyreek Hill, Bullet Bob Hayes, Jerry Rice, whoever. I mean, you can't win without an offensive line.
Can you name their number 1 draft picks?
No, I can't name anything about this team. I can name the number 1 disappointments. Tua, and now we've got Tyreek Hill is off at sideline.
I mean, it's a whole list.
There's a whole list of underachievers.
Tyreek Hill is sitting in his chair going and laughing.
He was laughing on the way out in the cart. I've never seen a guy get his knee, his leg mangled like that, and it's just giddy at the
He's at least competitive, though. I mean, you have to give him that. I mean, when he was on the field, he was competing.
His head was all over the place.
No, the guy was a strange
But he
cat.
was trying.
Why do you think the Chiefs let him go? They're not a stupid organization. You think they let go of talent like that because he's not a problem?
Well, but he couldn't catch a pass at the end of last season because he was worried about which process server was going to show up on the sideline.
It seemed like he played injured, though, the whole year. I mean, that cop that took him down,
the
Dolphins should sue that guy.
We are
6 of their losses.
That is. All right, but getting back to Greer, you make a good point. Nobody's going to be hiring him as a GM anytime soon, but this proves the brilliant Dave Hyde observation that everybody in the Dolphins organization is 1 grade above where they're supposed to be.
Maybe
Greer can get hired as a scout or as some sort of assistant GM or something like that, but he shouldn't be, the man in charge of making all the personnel decisions. And now we get to, who else can be a clown? Well, McDaniel,
for one play last night. I mean, if you watch the beginning of that game, that one play, that zippity-doo-dah thing where Tua throws a dart to a guy for 20 yards after a nice kickoff return, and they did all this razzle-dazzle in the backfield, and he even faked like a Statue of Liberty. I'm thinking, wow, look at this. This is exciting. But unfortunately, it doesn't sustain itself.
The fumble. Who was the guy who fumbled?
Washington. He's a good player, though. That kid's a good player.
And it was a bizarre play. He's going down, but instead of hitting the ground, there's a defender between the ground and him, and then the guy strips it out, and so it's a valid fumble.
I don't know how these guys hang on to the ball. I really don't, Tony. How do they hang on to the ball when 20 guys are grabbing at the ball?
I don't know.
They're sticking helmets on it, everything. It's amazing they don't fumble more. It really is.
So, but we get back to the question of why now, and the answer, I was speaking to Super Dolphin no longer a super fan because he doesn't want to even go to the games. But Pat Utter, I was talking to him this morning.
What did he say?
He's one of the original, he was back in the day when they were in the Orange Bowl.
He's have season tickets.
He was season ticket holder. He was like
I think he
Defo.
was friends
like
with
Defo.
Dolph Antony.
Yeah,
I would believe he knew Dolph Antony.
He's just like you and Shay. He sold souvenirs at the Orange Bowl when he was a kid and as a teenager.
Yeah.
But he was saying this, that Steve Ross has been very kind of complacent because he was just content to collect his, the league
money,
revenue sharing money
Yep.
and appreciating asset in the team itself and getting season ticket holders and season tickets. But now the only time a guy like him responds is when he is feeling it in his bottom line and his pocketbook.
People stop going.
Not that it matters to him because he's got whatever's $8 billion, but the fact that there were a lot of empty seats last night. There was a lot, and that starts to, it impacts. There's less parking revenue. There's less concession revenue. And when you start getting dinged like that, and when you have an aggressively bad product that people are turning down freebie tickets. Pat said he had 3 people offer him to go to the game last night, and he just refused.
What I mean, remember last year, Defo had Jets tickets, and he was trying to give them away to people, and no one in down here in South
I
Florida,
couldn't scalp them. I mean,
no one wanted the
back
tickets.
in the day, it was easy, right? Tony used to see me on the turnpike and wave to me, and I asked him if he wanted the 4 Dallas Cowboy tickets I had.
What about the tickets I got you?
He went. He was there. He went to that game. He was there.
But I explained
the bookies took a bath on that one. He actually went because it was a good, it was a good
Well,
game.
it's funny.
Between
Defo
two
always talks
college
about it
teams.
with Donald Sterling. Donald Sterling sucked for like 25 years.
Everybody knew he was a racist bastard. Yeah.
But when sponsors started pulling and fans stopped
as soon
going,
as they covered the Coca-Cola sign,
we need
Adam
to be
Silver's like, we got to get rid of this
socially
guy.
conscious.
Hey, V, let me hear some of those recordings. Yeah.
The money's always with
So the money talks, and now the fact that our fans are.
I don't know how much that hurts an NFL team, though, Tony. You would probably. I remember when Tony used to have to run down there with a bag of money. I was thinking about this last night because the game's televised, even though there's a ton of empty seats.
Yeah.
But remember back in the day, like every Dolphin fan was hinging on Tony Segreto getting to the stadium by 2 p.m. Thursday, so the game would be televised locally, and you would have they would wait until they had sold every last possible ticket. It'd be like 2,500 left. And I'm thinking, what's this costing NBC to televise this game? But it was worth it. Did you really run down there with a bag of cash?
No, they had a wire transfer system.
It was worth it.
Was your word alone good enough for the box office to say, okay?
Oh yeah,
they're buying the last 2,500 tickets.
Oh, it's Segreto.
This was back in the old.
You're like Otani's interpreter.
Exactly.
They just take your bet. Yeah. 5 more million. Okay, Shohei's not involved.
That was the old days of the NFL blackouts when the teams actually wanted to sell out. Now the TV deals have gotten so big that they don't care if there's a few empty seats because
candy.
Yeah, but the answer is, does it make a difference? No, not in terms of his overall wealth, but it does make a difference because it shows a
Perception.
And it's one thing when fans are disgruntled and they're showing up and they're booing, but when they stop showing up and there's crickets, it means that your product sucks. It means people are, turned off. And like when you have fans, like people don't even want to deal with the hassle of parking and spending $75 on a parking pass and walking a half mile through the Dust Bowl to get to the stadium.
I always say, when you stop caring,
apathy,
the indifference.
When
every relationship, that's how it ends. Once the indifference.
And as a newspaper columnist, I loved getting hate mail. And then, because it meant
But you thrive on hate.
Yes,
you
that's
do.
true.
Yeah.
I'm fueled by hate.
Tony was like looking to be his Q rating was very high.
When you would write a column, you wanted to get some people saying, I totally agree. Some people saying, you're an idiot. I hate you. But as soon as you didn't get any response, that's when it was like, oh, I wrote it.
Indifference set in here a long time ago, Mike. I mean, you've been following this.
Yeah.
It's not the same. And it was sort of getting that way for the Hurricanes. It's up and down. But back in the day, Tony, I mean, old school, you remember the passion that was associated with both these organizations? It was incredible.
There's no passion. It's just that people are
not
pissed
the same.
off. They don't like
it.
It's different.
And
people have become indifferent.
It's different.
They really
It's
Speaking of the
100%
Hurricanes,
different.
speaking of the Hurricanes,
These fries, by the way, are great.
yes,
Yes.
they got a big game coming up against SMU.
Well, are you
Where
taking
is
the
that
points?
game?
Are you
It's
taking
on the road and it's at 12 o'clock.
And Lubie has mentioned it as a trap game.
This is it. Well, no, this is the game I thought they'd lose before they lost to Louisville.
Lose.
I would pick, I mean, SMU's defense isn't great, but SMU's offense is good. And we've seen that Hurricane defense isn't what people thought it was. It's good. It's not great.
And you don't trust Mario Cristobal
exactly.
to overcome whatever obstacles they're facing in this game?
I think I would pick Miami to win, but I would be cautious if I'm a Miami fan.
I would pick Miami to win, but I'm leery about it.
Yeah. Well, if Miami loses again, then they are in real danger of falling out of the playoff hunt. And the ACC title, I guess if they win the ACC, they're in the playoff. But
the problem is that there's two teams that are undefeated in the ACC, and they don't play each other, and they don't play Miami, and they don't play Clemson. So Georgia Tech already beat Clemson. Georgia Tech and UVA. If you look at their schedule, it's very soft the rest of the way. So Miami's already a game behind them.
Right.
If they lose this game, they're done.
Lose, right.
Yeah, if they lose it, because that's the thing is they would then be 2 games, and even a tie in some circumstances, they might lose the tie. So, yeah, they sort of can't lose again. They're in a really tough spot where, yeah, they may be ranked in the top 12, but if they're not even in the conference championship game, how would you take them over the 2 teams that are?
Right. Tony, what are you going to do about this? Tony, come on. I mean, call somebody. Call Condoleezza Rice. Do something.
We'll figure it out. But no, so getting back to Dolphins briefly, again, they dropped to the other confounding thing about it is after they put together, I would call it a brilliant and very sound game against Atlanta Falcons, who had come off a win of, some big victories against San Francisco.
Yeah.
You're thinking, okay, maybe the team has turned the corner and the light bulb went on and they're going to start to show something.
Yeah.
But as soon as the line yesterday, it went from like 7 to 8 by the opening kickoff. And I was like, this is a sucker line. More people, instead of betting the Dolphins, they're baiting the Ravens, and it looks like they're trying to goad you into taking the Dolphins.
How could you not take the Dolphins with 8 points in that game?
That's what you would think.
Here's what really disappointed me, and Tony, you can relate to this because you're always talking about mindsets. And look, anybody that played sports, you understand. You never want to throw in the towel.
No,
this was something I despised when you're playing. I mean, I don't care if you're down 10-0 in a game of 1-on-1. You should think that I have a shot here.
Oh, yeah.
And fight for it. And if you lose 11-1 or whatever, so be it. Okay. But at least you threw something at them.
Yes.
The Dolphins last night, wow.
They
they literally threw the towel in.
They seemed like they quit.
It was ugly. I mean, they were very, very lackluster. And a lot of NFL teams, when they have a lead, how many times have we seen it just completely dissipate?
Yep.
So you're in there with a fighting chance, even if the scoreboard looks like it's prohibitive for your chances to win the game. But at least fight for something. I don't know that we've ever seen Dolphin teams that just threw in the towel like that.
There was nothing. There was nothing worth watching.
How can we eat while we're talking?
Sick your stomach.
I managed to do it, but
we can eat no matter what.
Well, you're rooting against them. They're proving you right. That's the thing.
I know. I
can't believe that Tony has to suffer through this.
Well, when you Tony was ahead of the curve.
A season like this, I mean, he doesn't deserve this. Tony Segreto was the face of the Miami Dolphin fan base forever.
Let me ask you this, Tony Segreto, legendary sportscaster. You were here for the glory years. You were here for the perfect season. Do you think you're going to ever see this team win a Super Bowl again in your lifetime?
Oh, Jesus.
Super Bowl playoffs
in my lifetime.
You got to give him a Jim Moore.
And at least you've seen it, right? So I guess you could, like I'm a Rangers fan, New York Rangers. I can die in peace because I saw him won the cup.
We have to go back to '73, Tony. How old was you were like 20-something years old.
Nixon was president.
23 years.
Didn't you think it was going to last forever at that time?
23 years.
It looked like, you always think it's going to perpetuate it.
And Marino only went to 1 Super Bowl in his second season, and he lost. And
I lost money on that game.
They made it to a Super Bowl.
Remember Jay Brophy in that game?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
All right,
he really did. He looked like Linda Blair in The Exorcist.
Now
his head was spinning.
His head was spinning around.
It was spinning. I mean, Roger Craig. And
now that we've established that neither me nor Tony nor Defo will
how about Luka Lubitz?
That is the question.
I don't know.
Will tiny Luka Lubitz ever know the glory of a Super Bowl champion?
Will they damage
the bigger question? Will the franchise stay here?
Yeah.
They have to stay here. They're not. Where are they going?
Will they damage the kid's psyche? Shirley and Lubie by putting a dolphin, any kind of dolphin paraphernalia on him before the Dolphins get good.
He's better off with the messy onesie
that would you put a Dolphin jersey on a baby, Tony Segreto? That's the real test.
I put it on a baby, but I wouldn't let him go out.
With a
I mean,
paper
imagine
bag or
you're
a clown
rolling-
mask, maybe. But
I'm doing a walk of life, and Lubie's rolling with a stroller. I always love these guys that run with a baby in a stroller. You ever seen these guys,
Yes.
Tony, on
That's
your
me.
walks?
I do.
You're like, what kind of Meshuggah and nutbag is this? What if there's a crack in the sidewalk, the baby goes flying? I'm thinking like Richard Lewis here.
Yeah,
But,
that is very dark.
but imagine you're coming one way and you're thinking, oh shoot, I got 3 more miles to go. I'm sweating like a dog. And then here comes Lubie with Luka Lubitz, and he's wearing a dolphin thing. And you would have to stop the guy.
Wait,
Just
very
say, what are you doing to this kid?
I don't know. Look, I don't know what to do because I want to put him in FSU paraphernalia, and it's not like they're any better. So
No.
I'm at a weird place right now. I presume FSU will win a lot before the Dolphins, but this is
they got a better chance.
this is
right?
hopefully a good first step. Hopefully they do pluck someone from a winning organization that has experience in
Panthers.
acquiring good.
Lace him up with
players
some skates, put the
and-
kid on
yeah, the
ice,
Panthers,
and have him
exactly,
be
yeah.
a Panthers
Yeah.
fan.
Oh,
'cause
no, he'll
that's
be a
the only
Panther.
team worth
Yeah, thank
rooting
God.
for these days. I did have a question as you stuff your mouth with that great French dip sandwich
Yeah,
here.
fantastic.
We also got the penne a la vodka with the blackened shrimp.
Tony's man, like just
You've
really
got the
kind
Greek-
of
yeah.
spacing around the
Greek
salad.
salad
yeah.
with his feta cheese, and I got
Did
the,
he lose some weight since we saw him though?
I don't know.
Well,
He
what
was
did you have
thin
to lose?
before.
He needs some Halloween candy, and I've got the great chicken
I've never seen a guy more
avocado
trim in my
sandwich,
life.
well done here at
Yeah.
10 Palms at Gulfstream. And I can't believe we haven't even mentioned yet Breeders' Cup weekend.
Oh, it is,
today.
yeah. Oh,
The
man.
first
People was
5
didn't like his
of
head
14
It's
races.
the only reason I came, Mayo. I was going to call it
There
sick.
you go. It's happening on the West Coast at Del Mar, Old Del Mar, where the surf meets the
It's
turf.
beautiful there, by the way,
Yeah,
and
the
a great
turf.
dining scene. Mayo man, have you ever been there?
I have been to La Jolla and Del Mar and the San
Encinitas
Diego
is the place.
Encinitas,
Encinitas is the
that
place.
whole
nice
southern
dining. Yeah, nice.
California coast, south of
it's,
LA,
it's gorgeous.
and it is gorgeous.
Very health conscious too.
They
Very
got
health
great fish
conscious.
tacos.
Yeah.
They've got all kinds of other great Mexican food, along with
A lot of great
seafood.
restaurants there.
Yeah, no, it's a good place. But the Breeders' Cup is there, which means it's on West Coast time, which means like the big races themselves unfolding a little bit later today. The first of 5 juvenile races today will begin at about 3:15.
You sound like a
Eastern.
guy. You look like a guy that has a horse.
I don't have a horse.
Do you have a horse?
I got, I guess,
When
a
you
combination
invest
of
in this?
48 of them on my Pick 5 ticket. Here's what I did. I
that's
assembled a
nothing.
$24 Pick 5 ticket on today's
Did you go all
5 big-
Baffert in the second one?
I don't know what I did. I actually, one of my horses
Baffert?
that I
Yeah.
used was a local horse here. Our friend Patrick Biancone, who I see at poker tables regularly.
Could win that first one.
He Lenny Lou is a horse
I like
that
this horse.
is a kind of a long shot. I think morning line 12-1, and I like that horse. It's a sprinter, I think, a juvenile filly sprinter. I am using him in my Pick 5 ticket. If this Pick 5
I
ticket
think that
comes
horse
in,
wins. I'll tell you why. Because
Yeah.
I really, and Tony, he would appreciate this woman. Andy Biancone went from looking like a startled, lost person in the paddock there, asking
Mhm.
questions, and you could tell they were really kind of bringing her along. And she blossomed in the shortest period of time I've ever seen of somebody on TV as a reporter
Mhm.
into
She's
really
really
being,
good.
I mean, outrageously not only in tune with everything that you would want to know as a backstretch reporter or somebody that's interviewing people. Does an amazing job, this woman.
Not only
and,
that-
and she's riding this horse as an exercise rider,
right? Okay.
for her father.
Right.
It's a
And-
great racing story.
And not only is she really good on camera as a reporter and asking astute questions, as a
Good handicapper, yeah,
observer
yeah,
of
wow.
horse flesh,
Good
as a horse whisperer, she's learned a lot from her colleague Peyton Bradar, friend of the show. Peyton
is amazing.
and
Yeah.
and Andy Mincone, between the two of them, if you listen to them right before a
They're
race,
good. No.
they'll give you,
You
a
know
lot
what,
of live long shots based on just appearance alone.
Is that the best female sportscasting staff? I think you can make this statement.
FanDuel? Absolutely.
On FanDuel, I
Yeah.
mean, between Caden and Andy Biancone's really come a long way. Gabby Gaudet, I know she left to become the PR director for Keelan. But she was great.
Well, the ones from the West Coast,
Christina Blacker,
who's married
former,
to
Christina
Dan
Olivares.
Blacker, and then
Yeah.
Peter Urton's daughter.
Brittany Urton.
Brittany
is
Urton
great.
is great
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
and
yeah.
she's on NBC
She's-
telecast now. They have a lot of good.
She is terrific. The girl on NBC is terrific.
Yeah. So NBC.
Never seen a better staff of women, reporters in any genre,
None.
even whatever it
They're
is.
knowledgeable, and like you said, horse racing is the one sport where women are allowed to compete on the same
Yep, the
level
same
playing
field,
field
yep.
They can be jockeys.
seen
They can be
success.
trainers.
They're better
they can be
handicappers.
owners.
And they've had
and they're
success.
better handicapped.
Katie's a much better
We're gonna say
handicapper
Katie's
than I could ever
fantastic.
hope to be.
Yep.
No, that's why I always text her before
Yeah.
the big weekend
Yep.
saying,
Yeah.
"You got anything? Got any steam?"
Yep.
And
I mean, they may as well nickname me Hopeless after what I was doing at Keeneland over those 3 days I was
Really?
out there.
there was a
We
horse
haven't
that
talked about it, Keeneland.
No,
There
no,
was-
Generous Tipper was, everybody was all
it
over
was a
that
pick
horse.
5. I thought you were all over because like the first leg was won by a horse named something Chardonnay,
Yeah,
and then there was another horse, Generous Tipper.
I think we were out of ammunition by the time.
and then there was a Kenny McPeak horse.
We were
that,
starting to bet for ourselves instead of as a collective. It was like, you know what? Screw you.
that
Bet
gets
on baseball
ugly.
cards. You throw them out.
You
No,
gotta-
we were doing some collective bets, and
Yeah.
we kept getting knocked out in the
you
second
form a
leg.
corporation,
Yeah.
and then when the corporation goes bankrupt,
You can say screw you.
you either form a new corporation or it's every man for themselves,
Yes.
right?
You know what, though? The Breeders' Cup will be there next year, Keeneland Racecourse. Wow, I don't know how tough it's going to be.
I'm
get in
going.
there. It would be well worth it. It's coming a week later than the weather changes there dramatically. Like
Interesting.
especially, I don't know, both meets
Like that.
fall and spring.
Okay.
So a week later might be a little bit risque, but they did it before at the they had the Breeders' Cup there. What a place to have it! Well, I mean, Del Mar in this place, unbelievable.
Well, and then it's going to be finally coming back to New York in a few years when the new Belmont is rebuilt and
Oh
unveiled.
yeah, that's going to be nice.
And I will hopefully get up to New York for that.
We got to
Breeders'
bring
Cup.
Tony up there for something there.
But anyway, here and now we've got the 9 races tomorrow capped. Well, not capped because it's kind of wedged in the middle. The scheduling is bizarre this year because NBC's got a college football game. All the races are going to be on FanDuel TV for the hardcore
NBC
degenerates.
is not going straight through.
NBC, they're bouncing it around between USA
What?
and
they do Big Ten
NBC,
games.
They do
and
Big
then
Ten
going
games.
to CNBC because
They do
by
Big
the
Ten
time,
now.
so the Breeders' Cup Classic is actually going to be the like 4th to last race. It's going off at 6:25
The
p.m.
classic goes before the
East.
rest of them.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Oh,
having
is that
your
I
right?
want to see Sunday silence in the dark here.
it's
Yeah.
having
Ocean
your
Park.
main course and then having an appetizer
Yeah.
and then they're wrapping up with some.
Were you
obscure-
ever a fan of eating your salad like the Europeans do
Yes.
after the meal?
Of course, I'm
Yes.
the type of guy that does that all the time.
Me
This is your
too.
First.
And you could
What is
probably
that?
peg me as a guy like that. Here's what I,
I mean,
like
I
to
want
do.
my Caesar to
Here's-
come right out.
No,
I mean,
here's what I like to do.
I like to start with dessert, eat my main course, and
Yeah.
then
I
have
could
my
start with
salad.
dessert
No,
and finish
dessert,
with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Dessert, main course.
Yeah.
Salad. then
Salad.
dessert.
No, it's a palate cleanser if you're
Yes.
doing the
There you
salad.
go.
Oh, get out
But
of here.
I
What
know.
are you talking about? Yeah, bring the salad and then bring the main
All right,
course.
so it's going to be a little bit confusing. The easiest way is if you do have FanDuel TV, because every race is going to be on FanDuel, which is
Okay.
also interesting
cool.
because at one point NBC had exclusivity on.
Why would they
all
give
of them.
that up, though? I mean, is
It's-
it not important enough?
NBC
anymore?
No,
must-
it shows you how obscure horse racing has gotten.
Yeah, it
that where
sucks. The Breeders' Cup's a big deal.
it should be a big deal. Unfortunate that
Well, NBC got rights to the
sovereignty-
Big Ten, so when they did that, now they're showing more than
It's
just
okay, though,
Notre Dame.
in the modern era of media, okay, you have a FanDuel TV, which was TVG and a
Yep,
racing
yep,
channel.
yep, yep.
Maybe that's where it belongs. It's
Yeah,
fine.
it's
You know
fine.
what? It's like
No,
the tennis channel.
but it-
I watch a zillion
but
events
it's-
on the
it's
tennis
it's
channel that
on-
nobody else would tell them.
Also,
about, so.
Peacock,
yeah.
which is NBC's streaming service, Peacock has a channel that's going to show all the races.
Okay.
Yes.
But on
And that's
over the
way
air,
off
Who
the
has
beaten
Peacock?
path
Like,
for me.
wait,
Peacock,
over the
yeah, you're
air,
rolling a dice
Outside of
there, man.
Sarny.
on regular cable systems, it's bouncing around between USA, CNBC, NBC,
So it's like the tournament.
big
You have to
network.
Find True TV. You haven't
Yeah,
seen True TV
yeah,
in 6 years. And
It's on
Degenerates,
court TV. You got that guy Abrams. He's
You
on there.
9 races tomorrow, 5 today, 14 overall. And all right, here's some Breeders' Cup trivia for everybody. Name the first year.
Archon.
No, well, the first year, the number of Breeders' Cup races in the first year, and the venue. Where was it held in the first
The
year?
I have no idea.
venue
That would be more of a
was
Defo or
Santa Anita got to be.
Sen-
Hint, it's
Was it the
you're in the
Duck?
right area, but it's a track that no longer exists.
Oh God,
Don't tell me it was like Bay Meadows.
No,
no idea.
I think we discussed this last week too.
yes, we
Yeah, but I
did.
thought it was Aqueduct. So then,
That was year number 2, and I was there. Proud Truth won.
yeah, then I don't know. What
wow,
I don't remember
Proud
what the
Truth.
first one was.
All right.
Part of one of the all-time great disqualifications, Proud Truth. And who was the other horse that was always running
Oh,
against Proud Truth?
I don't remember his foil.
Well, you
a
gotta
very
remember
famous
these
horse
horses.
out there. And at Hialeah, John Veach was the trainer of Proud Truth.
Right, and he
And
won
they
the big one.
reversed, a bogus DQ
Must
like
have
you've
been-
never seen.
Must have been the flamingo sticks.
The
that-
betters all got screwed. The betters all got hosed.
Right.
And then later in court, they reversed it, saying that was the most ridiculous decision we've ever seen. So you ended up Chief's Crown was the name of the
Chief's
other horse.
Crown was
Yeah.
Good one. That's going way back machine. All right. First year at the Breeder Cup, 1984.
How about that for recall, though, Tony?
That was
Tony
classic.
he was blanking.
Impressive for a
He was
guy who's
blanking.
done as many intoxicants as we have. 1984, Hollywood Park.
Hollywood
Hollywood Park.
No longer exists.
I
At a
loved
place
Hollywood Park.
We
though.
used to go every time.
Yeah,
Every
yeah.
time I go to the West Coast for a sporting event, right off the plane, right
Hollywood
over to Hollywood Park,
harness racing,
right next to the
thoroughbrobreds.
LA Forum was right next to it. So if you
was
were
right
going
there.
their harness racing was really good there.
and Hollywood Park no longer there. And that first year, only seven Breeders' Cup races. I'm such a sick degenerate. I could name them right off the top of my head. Juvenile fillies, the mile, the turf, the distaff.
You know,
the
I used to
Breeders' Cup
see at
Classic.
the harness races there. Gene Hackman was always there.
It was a big, yeah. That's
the
right.
And
harness
Michael Landon,
races-
the guy with the hair from
Yeah.
Bonanza, he owned a bunch of harness horses.
Harness horses were so cool to watch.
Hollywood Park, that
The-
was cool though.
the
It was a
key-
mile track.
And again, plowed under for development, but they still have Santa Anita, and they still have Del Mar. Here's a fun fact too: Gulfstream Park, where we're sitting. How many Breeders' Cup did it host? I misremembered. I thought it was only two.
It was
I'm thinking
three.
3.
It was three.
Yeah.
It was 89, 92, and 95. And then
It's been that long.
And then what happened? It's like after I think
'Cause
92,
it's become a bigger deal.
lot of the Europeans, it was like one of these brutally hot and humid days, and all the European
Yeah.
horses tanked because
Yeah.
they had already grown out their winter coats, and all the horsemen, from France.
Because that's the thing. Our weather
were,
right now
like,
is
saying-
beautiful, but this isn't automatic.
Right.
We don't automatically have this.
Well,
in
and
late
then the other
October,
thing is,
right?
it was the old
and
Gulfstream
it'll rain a lot too.
before they rebuilt it.
I
with the
as
stock-
much as I like this,
it's-
I like the old Gulfstream.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
no,
like
that had a big grandstand. This is just simply not big enough to host
the,
a Breeders' Cup.
the,
now.
Oh, yeah.
the old Gulfstream was classic.
Mm.
It was just really and
You know, the first time I saw Gulfstream Park, and I always wanted to come here, was there was a grocery chain in New York. It was like Bohacks or something,
Christides,
and
Bohack.
they gave you like a pick 6 ticket every time that you shopped. Okay, so and then there was a show like on Wednesday night that used replays of Gulfstream Park races. And
That's
you
weird.
you would go ahead and play this pick 6, knowing that you were going to lose because
Was it already run?
Yeah,
they
the
had
race had
already
already been
run. I mean, not that I'd seen these races. I mean, this was long predated.
That is truly bizarre.
having
That's
access to that. And I always wanted to come here from watching that guy with the pork pie
That's
hat that was
amazing.
down by the winter circus.
oh my god,
Oh my
we
God,
used,
that makes
we
me
used
so
to
happy.
do that too. Oh my lord.
No, and no one ever hit it. Yeah, I mean, you never hit the pick 6.
Some more Breeders' Cup trivia esoterica, which I discovered. I was talking with my brother, and we go way back. We went to that second one at Aqueduct. Do you know another place that they hosted it? The racing form abbreviation for the track was LS.
Lone Star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember
Lone
that?
I
Star.
can't- he
Oh,
was
we've
there.
been to
He
Lone
was there.
Star. Lone Star is such a
No
pain
longer-
in the ass.
he no longer
He hates me to this day
We
for
almost
taking him
died
there.
going
Yeah.
But they
Freaking Lone
hosted a
Star.
Breeders' Cup at Lone Star Park in the Dallas Metroplex area.
That's amazing because
And
that is.
Who was the degenerate guy from ESPN
It
that
was
we saw there?
Kenny Mayne.
Kenny Mayne.
Kenny Mayne.
Kenny Mayne's
Kenny Mayne.
great.
He's
Mayne
a
was
great
there
guy.
before us and left way after us. We were there hours, and
Kenny
Mayne was
Mayne.
still freaking sending it
Lubie's
in.
like, can we go? Can we go? Can we go? I want to get some barbecue. Can we go? Can we go? Can we go? And I'm like,
It literally-
it's like the 4th at Tampa Bay. I'm betting this
Oh,
race.
my
They had
God.
snowed, and Dallas is not used to snow. And Defo hasn't driven in the snow in 40 years because he's been in Florida before that, California. But he had to get to Lone Star. He's white knuckling it. And I'm like, this
We're
you go
like
that
we're like
bad?
in a bobsled race, just all over the track.
And then we get there, and it's like,
The only
this is what
person
we
there was
came
Kenny
for, and
Mayne.
it was Kenny Mayne. I'm like,
Oh,
my God,
wow.
Defo.
No, he's a great guy and also
He's
a
a
true
really good guy.
degenerate.
It's super
he used
degenerate.
to
You
be
know what?
a-
He did one of the greatest pieces ever on ESPN when he did that playoff of the Sopranos thing.
Yes.
Okay.
That was
He did
was-
some very clever work. He was
He
a
was great.
very,
No, we
very
love
talented
Kenny.
guy, and he left there too soon. But he also had some family situations.
Yeah, he's out in
But-
Seattle.
You know, he was a really dedicated guy. We
was a
also saw
really
him a
good
few
man.
times with
Wounded
the
Warriors.
Wounded Warriors, which was a Chris Visser thing, brother of Leslie, and he was very dedicated.
He's a really
to,
good guy.
Yeah.
You know,
He's a good guy, and I
contributing to
have
this
a
cause,
Kenny Mayne at the track story. It was at the Preakness one year when I was covering it for the Sun Sentinel, and I was up in the press box, and I used my brilliant system of always coming back with the top two finishers in the Derby and hitting the all button in third. And I hit a trifecta that somehow came back. It was the year Charismatic won, and people didn't believe in him. And then a 50-1 shot finished third. So I actually had a signer ticket
Oh, nice.
I ended up like turning $24 into like 2,000.
Oh, Jesus.
And I had to
Those
at the
occasions
window.
to celebrate.
This was up in the press area of Pimlico. I had to fill out a form, and I'm like holding up the line, and it was like the last race after the Preakness run.
Oh,
and Kenny Mayne wanted to get action on that
Oh,
last
yeah,
race.
yeah.
And then he looks at me with the evil eye, and he just goes, "Must be nice filling out all those fancy forms."
Oh, yeah. There's no bigger pain in the ass. You're losing your fanny. You want to get a bet down. You got like $8 left. You're going to try and hit a super fight.
Some jerk off.
And there's a guy signing for $3,000 in front of you, and you're like,
Get
please.
the hell out of here.
Thank God they changed
They
those.
changed the rules, so it's
Tony will
not as
remember
bad.
this, though. One of my favorite aspects of Gulfstream Park, going back, if you're talking
Right.
historical Gulfstream, was they had an open bar after the last race.
Oh, God.
And this was in the day when Andy Beyer had first discovered pick sixes.
Oh God!
And so there was always a big buzz towards the last race, and everybody's trying to get down at the last second there, including Segredo, who's like falling over Hank Goldberg to get to the windows. And the minute the race goes off, they open up the bar, and then everybody's online to get like whatever. And it was a very generous pour, I would
Yeah.
say, in the press box there.
Those were the days.
Yeah.
Much too generous.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, we got to take our first break.
we do.
I don't know if Joe B is going to be joining us today, but we've got a contest to conduct, and we've got races to handicap, and we've got food to eat. So
Are
let us
you going to give out your release?
the release of the.
Of your Breeders' Cup secret
your
super
parlay,
No,
Fifth,
but
triple-
gold wheel.
Funny that you
cannot
mentioned
lose lock of the
releases.
century.
Because speaking of release, the Visit Lauderdale Food Wine Festival,
Oh, there you go.
who
That's
we're
a nice
friends
release,
with, and
yeah.
go online right now to vlfoodwine.com to get your tickets today because it's all up there for the taking, not just the grand tasting, the general admission seats for that, entry tickets. That's on the 24th of January.
And I think we're in the fourth row.
The whole event is going to be going on from that week of January 19th through the 25th. There's going to be all kinds of great events, some of the big ticket events, and they just released the full lineup of the intimate dinners. And we're going to go into detail
Monday,
with that
right?
over on Monday.
Yeah.
But again, our traditional kickoff
Hey.
with our friend
Yeah.
Reno at Heritage. But it is an all-star lineup, including a lot of Lunchbox sponsors and friends, including
Nice.
even Keel is doing.
How about
a-
Peter's involved?
Nice.
I think that's cool.
Peter is going to be at the grand tasting with a whole
Yep,
bunch
yep.
of his pizzas. His
2
mom,
days later, that pizza that we had
That's
there
good.
What
was
pizza-
still
where's
unbelievable.
this?
Peter's
Peter's
Pizzeria. in
Pizzeria in
Pompano.
This
Pompano.
guy is a
I
scientist.
was
really
in
good.
there yesterday because my brother was having some dental surgery right next door, so I went back in
So
there.
of course you got a pie.
No,
while
and
he
I
was
went
in
in there. His mother has developed, besides the crumb cake, she now made this raspberry bar. It's like the crumb cake with raspberry filling in between the two layers.
Oh,
I got one of
wow,
those.
wow,
that was fantastic.
wow.
But at the Visit Lauderdale, some of the dinner.
I like that you
participants-
deviate into some specific stuff.
No,
That's
no,
good.
it's
Yeah.
So we've got Ukaya, my new
nice.
friends
They're
there.
great. Yeah, they're
We've
great.
got Even Keel, a
Oh, they're doing a
sponsor.
dinner. Nice.
Juan's a sponsor is having a
nice.
dinner
Wow.
also.
Nice.
And the band's
That's
getting
interesting
back.
because they're doing the
They're doing the walk and roll,
rock and roll
event.
too. Alex loves to just
So
push
the
himself against
band
the
is
wall.
getting back together. Diego, his former partner
Yeah,
at Temple
another
Street,
good dude.
Diego and him are curating the walk and roll event, but they're also Diego's going to be showing up for the intimate dinner at
Oh, nice.
Juan's.
Oh, that's
There's
nice.
also going to
You
be
been
a
to once? Have you been to once?
Caluso.
No, he'd love
gotta
one.
get
It's like
cigarette
old school
home.
New York Chinese.
Where's the pizza place?
It's in
Oh, the
Pompano.
pizza place is just
North
Between
Federal,
Atlantic and
1166
like
North
Atlantic
Federal
and
Highway,
Federal,
right
yeah.
across from Galuppi's in Pompano Beach.
between Atlantic
Is it
and
Galuppi's or
Copeland's.
Galuppi's?
I always
say
say
Galuppi's.
I say
Galuppi's.
Galuppi's.
He always makes it a ooh.
Galoo? Why would it be an ooh?
I think it's
Galuppi.
It sounds sloppy as a galoo.
Galuppi sounds like a
Galuppi's.
fish.
but I feel like it's what it feels like.
Look, Joe
It's-
B
it's-
is here. We
They're-
got to
the
get going.
VIP
Go-
seats are sold out, but GA, believe me, that's
Go
what we've done for the
online.
most part. It's a great experience.
And you know who's in on an intimate dinner? Our friends at Daniel's, a Florida
Oh,
Steakhouse.
nice.
Danny Gaddam himself is going to be cooking that night.
nice.
They're in. It's going to be a special Daouche wine dinner.
Okay.
That's in conjunction with VL Food Wine that week in January.
Nice.
Again, the holidays are coming up.
Yep.
Makes a great gift for the food
It's really
lover in
right
your
around
life.
the corner.
VLFoodWine.com. All right, let's take the first break.
Yes, sir.
Joe B is here. We're going to talk horses, food, all kinds of things.
You have to give out your release, man.
And we're going to do
What the
that.
hell?
All right, we'll be back after these words. A tradition for South Florida sports fans for more than 30 years. Shenanigans. It's at 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach, the place to go for all your favorite teams and events and food that's not your ordinary sports bar fare. Award-winning wings, burgers, fresh fish, and more, TV screens galore, and all-day happy hour specials. kitchen and bar are open into the wee hours, perfect for late night bites and very close to the airport. For playoff action, football season, and a good time anytime, shenanigans, great seafood, and more at Mignonette Miami. It's in the Edgewater neighborhood at 210 Northeast 18th Street, close to the Arch Center and Heat Arena. Mignonette is open every day for dinner, and it serves the freshest fish and raw bar items with a daily selection of the finest oysters around. Chef owner Danny Surfer and his team are eager to please. Mignonette is Michelin Guide recommended and Lunchbox approved. For reservations and information, go to mignonnettemiami.com. When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended. For a special occasion or any occasion, Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk and Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. The finest quality, warm hospitality, and world-class creativity. Those are the ingredients that make Daniel's, a Florida steakhouse, a special place. Come experience the restaurant that's Michelin Guide recommended and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved, with an impressive collection of steaks, seafood, and more, like their foie gras creme brulee. Daniel's is located at 620 South Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, just south of the New River Tunnel, open Tuesday through Sunday for dinner. For reservations and information, go to danielssteak.com. Hey, it's Mayo here for Prezzo Italian Restaurants. 2 locations, Boca Raton at Park Place on Military Trail and Palm Beach Gardens in the PGA Commons on PGA Boulevard. Contemporary Italian cuisine with house-made pastas, wood-fired pizzas, salads, veal, chicken, and of course their famous focaccia bread with oven-roasted garlic bulbs. In garlic we trust is their slogan, and you can trust Prezzo for a great experience with gracious service and tremendous value. Open 7 days featuring brunch, lunch, dinner, and happy hour. Great wine deals and full bar at both locations. For reservations and more information, go to eatprezzo.com. Same great Thai food, beautiful new location. I'm talking about Eat Thai, now in Boca Raton at 6299 North Federal Highway. Thai cuisine is having a moment, and Chef Sopanut makes some of the best in South Florida. A hip and modern spot with authentic Thai street food and some innovative twists. The spicy oxtail soup, Thai bouillabaisse, shrimp ceviche, and classic noodle dishes will wow you. And they now offer full liquor and craft cocktails too. Open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Go to eatThaiFlorida.com for more information. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. It is a Friday fun day, Halloween edition, Breeders' Cup edition, and we are joined, as usual, by the Executive Director of Hospitality here at Gulfstream.
And Happy Gilmore.
And he's going to be Happy Gilmore. He's a guy, he gets into this is what I appreciate about Joe. Joe Beja,
He really gets
not only does he have, obviously, oversees a great operation here in my chicken sandwich today with the avocado and the bacon and a little cheese on it. Absolutely perfect. Came out exactly perfectly cooked. Very happy about that. But you get into the spirit of every holiday. And today, Halloween, what's your costume going to be?
I will be Happy Gilmore. I have my, a faux Boston Bruins jersey and the sweatpants that I found on the Netflix website. I bought some cheap Timberlands and
Nice.
and I have the golden hockey putter, so I'm ready to go. And I have my IT guy dressing like Benito,
Nice.
the caddy. So
He
the
looked
two of us.
just like.
He
And
looks
I
just
didn't
like
see
him.
the
So we're
Bad
just
latest.
Bunny
gonna-
I didn't see the reboot or whatever
Oh,
it
no.
came
It's
out. But so
solid.
Bad Bunny played Benito. Is
Yeah,
that
he
what
plays
caddy.
his caddy. It's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He actually does a good job at
Yeah,
it.
no,
He
he's
does.
a good actor. His
Yeah.
turns
Saturday
on
Night
Saturday
Live
Night
stuff
Live
have
have
been
been
great.
fun. I don't know why I was getting so outraged about our fellow American doing the
He
halftime
is
show,
our
but
fellow
we don't really
American.
want
Yeah,
to
we won't
wade
go
into
into
those
politics,
things.
but-
Yeah, all right.
But it should be fun. I mean, actually, it's funny. Last year, I joked around, but I came dressed. But I wasn't going to come dressed. People were like, "What do you mean you're not going to come dressed?" I said, "I've been busy," and they're like, "We always love when you dress up. Come on." So this team loves when I dress up. So last year, I came as I always joked. I said I came as Napoleon to match my complex. So I walked around as Napoleon one day, and then at night we had a big event in the banquet space, and I found that all my cocktail servers were coming as Playboy bunnies. They're going to do ears and the little tail and all that stuff. So I ran across the Spirit and I found the Hugh Hefner nose.
Oh, good
So
for
I
you.
changed mid-shift into another costume, and I showed up at night. People expected me to show up like Napoleon, and I showed up like Hugh Hefner with the little pipe and the
Nice. Yeah, the
smoking
whole
jacket
thing, nice.
Very nice.
and everything. It turned out great.
I actually wanted to show up today as Oscar Madison because that was my nickname in college, but I was thwarted because I went to my closet. I couldn't find my bathrobe that had all my coffee stains on it. I guess I threw it out before I moved last year. I didn't have my bathrobe. I didn't have any sweatpants. I did buy a cigar
Yeah.
today. I had my Mets cap
Yeah.
I was going to wear backwards with a racing form, Oscar Madison, perfect.
Yeah.
Couldn't find it. So then I went to plan B, which was the clown mask and a Dolphins cap. And Joe B, during the break, when I put it on, he nailed it. You said, who was I?
Mike McDaniel.
McDaniel. But I say it's a Rorschach test for Dolph fans.
Yeah, who do you
It could
see?
be
Who do you see?
Steve
Greer.
Ross.
Like I see Stephen
It
Ross.
could be Mike McDaniel. It could be Tua. But it can no longer be Chris Greer because
No,
he is
he
no
is gone.
longer a Dolphin
Well,
organization
Tua
general
would be
manager.
a visor with a swollen eye if that was the case, right?
Okay, yeah,
No,
from last
sorry.
week.
Yeah, no, it's another tough loss last night, but we've already gotten into that. Before we get into the next Taste of the Track, which is
Yeah.
going to be coming up later in
Yeah, 2 weeks, 3
November, in about 3 weeks, it's going to be on a Sunday instead of the usual Saturday. But let's talk about the here and now, which is Halloween events here
yeah.
at the track and
Mhm.
also Breeders' Cup today and tomorrow. What's going on in terms of what you guys are doing?
So let's start with tonight. So for tonight, the village is having their trick-or-treating for the kids and families and so forth. It's one of our community events that we do every year along with the Christmas tree lighting that'll be coming up in December.
Nice.
But it's going to go from 7 to 10, so you can bring out your kids. We will have a concession stand out there with baked goods that our pastry chef Alex did. We have skull-shaped brownies, and we have Halloween cookies, and Chef Jason's working on these Rice Krispie treats that kind of look like I don't know, you can say like a little blood and guts or chopped
Oh,
meat or
that's
whatever.
funny.
So they're really cute, and that'll be for sale out there. We'll have a couple of bars out there that we could sell some alcohol and so forth. And but trick or treating from 7 to 10 until the candy runs out. And then we'll have all kinds of stilt walkers and other fun festivities. There'll be food trucks out there. So we do this event every year in the village. So it's a great event. And then here on property, our Carousel Club outlet, nightclub, that's open now, but around 8 or 9 o'clock, they'll transition to a Halloween party.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
And they'll give out prizes for best costumes.
And that's
so
for
forth.
the adults, the 21 and over
That
crowd.
is, that is
21
21 and
over,
over, and that'll go till about 2 a.m. this
How come
evening.
we didn't get any candy here?
You like candy? I have some in my office.
I have.
We don't have any
You're
candy.
gonna get it next week because all my leftovers. Because I bought so many bags.
Yeah.
In my neighborhood, I don't know. Well, we do get trick or treaters, but they're all snobs because
Yeah, I was gonna
my
say, they
neighbors
used to
give
like
out the
full
full
candy
big
bars.
bars, and we just
Yeah.
have the little
we
minis. but-
got a whole big bag of candy last year.
Yeah.
No one came.
Not one person came.
Yeah, but then so then you get your candy.
There you go.
which is good.
I have Kit Kats that look like
The witches.
Dracula.
Yeah,
or
no,
even the
I got that
Dracula one.
grab. I actually did a full
Yeah.
review, much to Defo's delight, the other week
Yeah.
because it had 4
Yeah.
different types of Kit Kats. 2 of them were utter crap, but the one that looked like little Dracula, I like.
Yeah, the normal ones that are Dracula or the
Yeah.
green ones that are witch, I thought were pretty good. The
I didn't
white
like the
one,
green. The
I didn't
one
care
with
for the white one.
the
ghost
cinnamon white
toast.
toast was
Yeah,
terrible.
that was terrible. The ghost toast, whatever they call it.
Cinnamon white toast.
Well, it was like
Yes.
It was
they
a
called
cinnamon
it
toast crunch.
they
Ghost
called
toast.
it ghost
Kit
toast.
Kat.
Ghost toast.
Then they had witch's brew, which was like weird because it had like kind of green stuff. They called it a marshmallow filling,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
was.
It was all right.
Kit
but it
Kat
was
doesn't-
about
I
$2
like
for-
the count
Yeah,
with
Kit
the
Kat doesn't need
Dracula
Yeah.
one because it
The
was like a
Count
regular
Dracula
Kit
one?
Kat, but it was just wider, so it give you more mouthfeel of
Yes.
Kit Kat. So I'm
I
getting
have
into
those.
high
I'll
critic
come and
mode.
bring you back
Luigi.
from after.
So Breeders' Cup tomorrow
Yes.
for the fans. 10 Palms open all day, even up to the last Breeders' Cup race.
That is correct. So for tomorrow, for Breeders' Cup, 10 Palms will be a double buffet at $75 per person. We will not be offering a la carte. We're expecting about 450 to 500 guests.
Okay, nice.
So what we will plan on doing is I think Breeders' Cup will be going off close to 8 o'clock tomorrow night.
Yep.
So buffet itself will stay open until 7. Bar will stay open until the race. And that's our plan for tomorrow. You know, it'll be double buffet, so more than likely. Sorry, I do need to save a little bit on labor. So one buffet may close at 6. The second buffet will close at 7. And then we do the bar at 8 or right before the race goes
And
off.
then
So
Sunday is back to the usual Sunday buffet brunch, $55 still.
correct.
And
That is correct.
it's great. All right, now that we've gotten all this weekend's activities out of the way, let's go into it's
Oh, yeah,
linguine,
martinis.
it's paninis,
Paninis
par-
and
martinis, and linguine. It's Italian
Yes.
festival.
Yes.
And it's coming up
So something
November
I came up with last year.
18,
16.
16.
16.
Sunday.
Right.
So this will be the third time we've doing this event. Just something I came up with last year because we needed an event in November, and I had always wanted to do a vodka primarily event, but I couldn't come up with anything creative. I started looking at martinis, and thank you for Chat GPT and thesauruses for me to find words that rhyme with martini.
I tell you what, an Italian themed vodka event is much better than a Russian themed one because then it would be like it would be like Putin and Rasputin or something like that.
It's funny.
That's no good.
I called some of my vodka friends and said, "Oh, give me some advice," and they're like, "Oh, well, you know, runways do martinis and meatballs." I said, "I'm not stealing someone's idea."
Yeah.
And second of all, I charge $85 a ticket for VIP. I can't give them like 6 kinds of meatballs. It's just no value in that one. And then the gentleman that I called, he works for Kettle One. His fiance yells in the background, "Martinis and weenies," and I'm like, again,
But you
again,
figured it
I
out.
figured it out.
Martinis,
Yes.
paninis,
and
linguini.
linguini.
So
Yes.
you got all kinds of
So-
Italian
All base.
classics.
Yes, I covered it all with that, and we have segued into now with the martinis. Again, there's about 6 vodkas,
Ooh,
about 4 gins,
Oh my god.
1 sake, 1 rum, and 1 tequila. So that's
Ooh,
what we're looking at right
Covering
about
all
now.
the bases.
That
So
sounds like
covering
a frat
all the
party to
bases.
me.
So it should be really well done.
No.
Just real quick about the brands, all the major vodkas, Grey Goose and Tito's and Kettle and Absolute, and we have a couple of new ones like Weber Ranch. That'll be coming out. Hanson, which is organic vodka out of California.
Mhm.
That'll be the primary ones for the vodkas. Gins will be Grey Whale Gin, No Let's Gin, which is from the Kettle One family that we will do. I think the tequila will be 21 Seeds. The sake will be Oishi Sake, which my friend Buzzy owns. So he owns that. It's actually an American-made sake that's very well done.
Okay.
Nice.
And
So it's like
Don
a
Q.
sakatini.
Sakatini.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he usually does a sakatini. This time around, I think he's going to do a lychee martini.
Oh,
Ooh,
martini.
So
yeah,
that'll be
loves
there.
lychee
You know, we'll
Yeah.
have a Cosmo. We'll have 2 variations
gonna
of
be
an
great.
espresso
Well, we have to be at
martini.
this.
So
And it's also going to be a Italian. It's like a San Gennaro festival down
It
here
is.
where you're going to have. I don't know if you want to get into all the food.
Sure.
I know you have the
It-
lineup.
I won't go
It's
table by
fanta-
table, but it'll
It's fa-
feature.
as an Italian,
Yes.
it is fantastic.
Yes.
They'll have
So we will
pastas.
have arancini. The arancini rice balls will be there with truffles.
Sicilian dish.
Panzanella salad.
Ooh.
We will have beef carpaccio.
The
we will have
carpaccio is great.
antipasto
Great.
skewers.
It was great.
We will have a chicken parmesan panini,
Nice.
toasted ravioli.
Mm.
There will be a ossobuco ragu with polenta.
Oh,
Beautiful.
my
And an
God.
eggplant caponata, and of course the Sunday sugo table. The,
Oh
with
yeah, with the
sauce.
Sunday
So
gravy.
So that'll be.
and it is actually going to be on a Sunday, a little bit
yes.
different this time, not
Yes.
the Saturday, but Sunday the 16th. And
Yes.
again, nobody's going to go home hungry.
No.
No.
Yeah,
If you do, it's your own fault.
that's right.
No.
You know who used to make rice balls from scratch?
Where? Who?
Vinny Testaverde's mother.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. Wow.
She used to
Wow.
make them.
Right.
And
I was going to say your mother, but that's an insult. I mean, that's like if you say that in Brooklyn, people get no. But I'm sure Vinny's Testaverde's
Yeah.
mom. Did you sample it? Did he bring it in one day to the complex?
yes,
Yes,
it was
okay.
it was
Yeah, good.
fantastic.
That's
it was
Wow.
it
The
was
peas and the
Yeah.
cheese and the
It-
rice and the
Yes.
ham, the whatever,
Yeah.
the prosciutto. It's great. How do people get
Prosciutto.
tickets?
So again, if you go to our website, that's www.gulfstreampark.com. You can click on either VIP for $85 per person. We'll get you in an hour earlier. Hopefully, seats closer to the window. I will not guarantee window seats, but first come, first serve basis. If you get here at 12 noon, and it gives you an extra hour of food, shorter lines. We only sell about 100, 125 tickets out of the total of 350. For VIP, we cap it, so we kind of try and keep it a little more intimate.
That's a great deal.
And then the GA tickets will start at 1:00, and those are $60.
And that's
per
even
person.
a better deal
great
because
deal.
you get, all that food and adult beverages for that kind of price where you can linger all day and also bet on the ponies. So you can actually win your admission money back, which is can't do that at a Dolphin game.
No.
No.
You're just handing money
No,
over.
you can't.
You're handing money over when you're there.
So it's going to be, again, Sunday, November 16th. The nice part is Thanksgiving is later this year, so it's not that
Yeah, it's
Sunday
not
right
Thanksgiving
before
weekend.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
You get
yeah.
a whole week to digest all the great Italian food and then be ready for the turkey feast that's going to be about 10 days later, 11 days later. So it's good. It's nice.
I wish I could say it would be a 6-hour event to match the amount of points that the Dolphins score, but I just can't do it. Sorry.
Believe me, if you
wow.
can't eat enough in that 4-hour window or the 3-hour window,
No one wants to match what the
know.
Dolphins
And the
are
thing
doing.
is, it's the right size crowd that
Oh, it's
even
perfect.
Yeah.
so the lines move and then it dissipates.
yeah,
And
yeah.
by later in the
Yeah.
day, you could get right
Yeah.
up there and just graze to your heart's content.
There are still plenty of tickets available. I think people are kind of getting through the Halloween holiday before
100%.
committing to November, so to speak.
Right.
Yep.
We have about 38 tickets sold so far, so
Okay.
still
Yeah, but-
plenty
all
available.
right.
it's
we're
Plenty available.
As we get closer,
We get
it'll
the big
really
push.
pick up.
Yeah, that's
I am not concerned. It's going to be a great time. I know I'm going to be
It's
there.
a blast. I think I may have to be there. too.
I'm going to
Have to
be
bring
there.
little Luca, guy named Luca. Have
Yeah,
you
I
meet
know,
Luca
Luca.
Panici that day?
There we go.
Yeah. So, all right, that's what's happening here at Gulfstream. It is time for a contest. You ready to hear
Sure.
it, Joe?
Let's
It's
do it. Let's do it.
a little bit oblique, but it's kind of a Mayo special. And I know you got to go. You got all these things. It's time for the weekly contest, the Sunday brunch giveaway here at 10 Palms. You're going to email the answer to the restaurant trivia questions along with horse selections for this week. It's 2 races because the Dolphins already got their loss out of the way. So that makes it easy. And I'm not doing the UM game just yet. We're going to get to college football. But since we have the Breeders' Cup Classic, that will be our tiebreaker race. And even though Sovereignty is no longer going to be running, it's still going to be a great race. Actually, it makes it even more wide open. So it's good for contest purposes. All right. And then the Saturday contest race here at Gulfstream Park is going to be the 11th race, which is a full field of 14 entrants, numbers 1 through 14. And the 11th race is the first race that you're going to have to handicap. It's the 75,000 showing up stakes for 3-year-olds, mile and 16th on the turf. Weather is beautiful. It's going to be staying on the turf, knock wood. Post time for that, approximately 5:51 p.m. And then the tiebreaker race right after that, the $7 million Breeders' Cup Classic. And it's going to be the 9th race on the Del Mar card. It's numbers 1 through 10, but not number 6. Number 6 is a scratch. Sovereignty is not running. He spiked the fever. So it's numbers 1 through 5 or 7 through 10. Send those to me at MikeMayoEats@gmail.com by noon tomorrow, November 1st, also known as All Saints Day. And for this week's restaurant, we give a tangential nod to this year's Breeders' Cup. Here are the clues. This year's Breeders' Cup is being held at, where, Tony?
Del Mar.
Del Mar.
Thank you. In California. Del Mar is also the name of a new upscale oceanfront restaurant that's expected to open later this year at the site of what used to be another restaurant. And that's what we're looking for. What is the name of the shuttered restaurant that's at the base of the Auberge Residences on Fort Lauderdale Beach? It closed earlier this year, and it's going to become Del Mar later this year. Del Mar is a brand that's operated by this Cameron Mitchell group out of Columbus, Ohio. They also recently opened Ocean Prime in Fort Lauderdale. But what is the name of the restaurant that closed in that same space? Number 2, that closed restaurant, it originally opened in 2019 and was run by several different management teams, including one by acclaimed chef Laurent Torrendel. Number 3, the shuttered restaurant shares the same name as a popular series of sci-fi movies and novels. and the first movie of which debuted in 1984 and was directed by the late, great David Lynch. Do you know the answer?
Yes, I do.
Do you know the answer?
I was
Tony?
waiting for the sci-fi clue.
Okay,
That's
you got it.
that's the one I would have given.
Okay, how was that for a Mayo obtuse restaurant?
That
There
is
you go.
Relates to Del Mar?
That may be the best one you've
Right.
had this week.
Because I couldn't make
There
it
we go.
Del Mar restaurant, because then if I said Del
Yeah.
Mar the track. So this was all right. We got it. Send all those
There we
three
go.
things: the name of the restaurant, the name of the winning horse in Gulfstream's 11th race tomorrow, numbers 1 through 14, and the winner of the Breeders' Cup Classic. That's numbers 1 through 10, but not number 6 because he's out. Send them to mikemayoeats@gmail.com by noon tomorrow, November 1st. Joe, thank you for everything.
you for
having
Hope
me.
all your meetings and everything and your costume. So wait, Happy Gilmore. Does that mean you have to have like a putter and
Yeah, it's like a golden
I have
putter?
actually found that on Amazon. It's a putter that looks like a hockey stick.
Okay, cool.
It's gold on the end of it, and it even came with the sock cover.
Oh, nice.
That's great.
That's it. Well, good luck.
Good
for
Yeah.
You're the best.
keep it safe, and we'll see you again next Friday. Thanks for everything, Joe. As
Sounds
usual,
good.
brilliant job.
Thank
All right,
you,
let's
everybody.
take
Have a
our
great
second
weekend.
and final break, and then we'll wrap up this edition and leave everybody to go trick or treating, except Chris Greer. He's just got the
I
tricks,
just
no
tricked.
more treats.
Yep.
So, all right, we'll be back after these words.
Hey Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligan's, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Guess who's back and better than ever? Juan's. For the best in classic old school Chinese cuisine, a family-run South Florida favorite since 1966. It's at 664 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Chef Alex is carrying on the family tradition that started 4 generations ago. It used to be known as Christina Juan's Mandarin House, and you're going to love it as Juan's. They've got all your favorites: wonton soup, spare ribs, egg rolls, dumplings, Peking duck, and more. Combo lunch specials daily and takeout and delivery. For more information, go to their Instagram page at wans.fl. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, upscale food in a down-home setting, the chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Looking for a real New York slice? Check out Peter's Pizzeria, your neighborhood pizza shop. With 2 locations, 1166 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach and 897 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca Raton. Slices, whole pies, specialty pizzas, heroes, rice balls, salads, pastas, and Mama's homemade desserts. It's New York flavor, Florida made. Originally from Long Island, Peter brings passion and pride to his pizzas. No matter where you're from, you'll feel right at home. Open every day but Monday for lunch and dinner with delivery and takeout. Place your order today at mypeters.com.
All right, we're back at 10 Palms. We're going to wrap it up, but let's talk very briefly about the Breeders' Cup Classic.
Yeah.
Sovereignty is out. Your horse, journalism, they booted your boy, Umberto. Rispoli, you know when he made him pay? Did you see who won the first race at Del Mar when they opened up yesterday?
Yes, and it was a stretch duel between Umberto Rispoli and the guy who replaced
Jose
him.
Ortiz,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Oh,
And
God.
they had
And he
some
put
words.
it on him, see, because there's a lot going on out there.
Yeah.
Mike Mayo.
That's interesting.
What have you heard? I want to hear juicy.
You know what? We have some representatives at the Breeders' Cup. Jersey Kyle Martinez is out
Oh,
there,
nice.
along with one Evan. Don't mention my name.
Oh, really?
And
nice.
a couple of others that we know of from the Beach Brothers gang. But great spot. I don't have any tremendous insight into it. I don't know. I was looking at Aiden's Army. I think that's one of the greatest scenes in sports when Aiden O'Brien takes like his 20 horses that are in the Breeders' Cup and they all go out on a track.
Is he
Have you
based
seen
in
this?
Ireland or is he UK? Well, he's UK based, I guess. He runs at all the major tracks around.
I mean,
Yes.
he is like to racing what Eddie Hearn over there is to boxing. He just like dominates. So anyway, no, I mean, he seems like a delightful guy too. But he takes all of his horses and they all go out there. It's like a parade. And then you're looking going, my God, this guy's got like 10 monsters in his barn that are going to be running in the Breeders' Cup. So
Now,
I'm looking at that first race. He's got 4 entries. And I'm thinking, how does he not win?
There are 5 horses, right?
No, there were like 8 or 9, man.
So going back to that little subplot yesterday. So Jose Ortiz, who's one of the top riders on the East Coast, got named to ride journalism in the Breeders' Cup Classic. Umberto Rispoli had been on him all year and won the Preakness with him. And for whatever reason, the connections decided to make a switch. So the first race yesterday was a maiden special race. I happen to know this because I also had a betting interest in it. And I pounded on. I thought Jose Ortiz is riding great. I bet Jose Ortiz's horse yesterday. It was like 12
Had I
to
known
1.
that, I would have really doubled up on Rispoli.
Well, so the 12 to 1 shot, Army Man, was ridden by Ortiz. Looked like he was going to be the winner, going wire to wire.
Yeah.
And then in the last 5 strides, Umberto Rispoli, well-timed ride on a 20 to 1 shot, Iris Reach. You
know, it's weird. That horse was like 4 to 1 in the morning.
Yeah, and he goes off
18
at
to 1.
almost
18 to 1,
20 to 1, $39.20.
Yeah.
The exacta came back $220 for a buck. $233 for a buck. How do we not have that?
You don't have that?
But as they cross the finish line and gallop out, you could see they are talking to each other.
Oh, yeah.
And Umberto must be saying,
Are you insinuating?
that Umberto had a take that, Jose, for
But
stealing my.
he's kind of like that kind of guy. I mean, a lot of guys don't like him. I happen to like him, of course, because he did a couple
He
of
did the
interviews
show. He's
for
a nice
us,
guy,
but,
too.
yeah, and he's got personality. He's the kind of guy that attracts attention to horse racing. So you need guys like
No,
this.
and there must have been a bit of trash talk. Like you take my mount from me, I'm going to show you every time you're on my track.
He
this
schooled
is my
the man in
track
that
now.
race.
Oh, he talks crap. Yeah,
He
he's
schooled him. He nailed them at the wire.
Yeah.
And those are the little subplots that I love about horse
Horse
racing, boxing. Those are the kinds of things. So look for that subplot. The Umberto Rispoli trying to get revenge.
I mean, we're here over an hour, Mike Mayo, and I don't have your release.
Yeah, do you have
Okay, so
picks?
here we go.
Either of you have
Here we
picks?
go.
Any of you?
I was a huge Sovereignty fan because I had Sovereignty in the futures book on the Kentucky Derby.
Sentiment has nothing to do with
Right. No, well, Sovereignty is no longer in the race. So I would not have taken him at even money on the West Coast anyway. I'm kind of relieved that he's out. And I'm going to go with the wise guy horse, Antiquarian, a Todd Pletcher.
All right.
Luis Saez is aboard, listed at 15-1 morning line. I'm not expecting anywhere near that. Probably more along the lines of 8 to 10-1. But I like Sierra Leone, last year's winner, proven with Flavian Pratt, along with Antiquarian. So that's my exacta in the Breeders' Cup Classic, 7-10, the old 7-10. What do you got?
7-10 split.
Here's what I got, man. I mean, it's all about, and this is one of the first things I learned the first time I went to a track, that if the great Braulio Baeza stood up on a horse and that horse subsequently took a dump when he came on the track, it was a go. Okay?
It was a
go.
That's a go.
So that would be Baeza, number 2.
How do you track that?
Baeza 10-1, my
Hector
friend.
Barrios,
Oh,
I
he's
think, can win the
He's
Breeders'
like
Cup
Baeza this
Classic.
whole time.
My
man.
wife,
She loves
if
Baeza.
the
Same
horse
theory.
takes a dump,
She goes all in.
all in.
That was big in
People,
dog
that's so
racing
funny.
too, but like every dog took a dump. It's like, who didn't take a dump?
And we also-
7?
Oh my God.
We also got journalism is back with this time Jose Ortiz aboard. And then we've got his brother, Irad Ortiz, for Todd Pletcher and Mike Rapoli. Mind Frame, a very solid older
Can't
horse.
forget about this horse. Yeah.
Fierceness, another solid
Another one,
older
yeah.
horse.
Yeah.
We got Todd Pletcher
That's a
training 3 out of the 9
That's a nice
entrants.
I can still hear Fred Campasella saying, and number 2 is written by Braulio Baeza.
Well, in this case,
Baeza,
number
baby.
2,
Baeza, 10-1. Tony Segredo is going to get him at
is ridden
20-1.
by Hector Barrios.
20-1.
Hey, and talk about timeless classic. Mike Smith at age 59.
That's
I think
crazy.
he's
That guy's
my
still
age.
racing.
Mike
60 years
Smith
old.
is aboard a horse for Bob Baffert, and this one seems right up your alley. Nevada Beach. You like going to Nevada.
No,
you like
but
going
I
to the
like
beach.
Nevada. You find a beach there, you're a really lucky soul.
Yeah, good
man.
luck.
I mean,
20-1 morning line.
there's a lake there where some bodies are buried. Wasn't that Lake Havasu? Yeah, that's
And then we've
what
got
it is.
one for Tony, Forever Young. You were looking
Yes,
useful.
Tony,
always,
Jesus.
And that's the
always.
Japanese
Tony,
horse.
stand up. I mean,
Who's-
please show these people you can eat like the entire show and still look like this. Amazing.
Japanese horse, Forever Young, ran,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think, 3rd in last year's Breeders' Cup Classic, and he's a very playful animal. I saw
Yes.
him
I'm
training.
throwing them out.
He was prancing. You're throwing him
Throwing
out.
him out,
Do you
yeah.
have a pick, Tony? Do you see?
I like fierceness.
Okay, I liked that horse when he was on the Triple Crown Trail. I believe it was last year, and he had a scratch out of the Derby. Another Mike Rapoli owned horse, Todd Pletcher trained. That's out of the number 1 hole. It's going 1.25 miles, the classic distance. It's a wide open race, and it is the tiebreaker race in our contest this week. So get those entries
Tell
in.
Sony to put Baeza on his entry.
Okay.
He'll come away with the
I'm
win.
going with Sierra Leone back to back. We're looking.
Sierra Leone,
Dodgers
wow.
are trying to
That
go
horse
back
came
to
out of
back.
nowhere. Wow.
There you go.
Not looking good for the LA
Yeah,
Dodgers. Got to win 2
Can't
in the
discount
Trying
it.
to survive
hostile
right now.
environment of our
Toronto.
Tony was touting Yamamoto from like years ago when he was in Japan.
soon-to-be
And,
51st state, Canada, trying to win
Yeah,
the
you know
World
what?
Series.
Toronto's this.
Yeah, they keep plugging along, man.
They're
Tonight
due,
and tomorrow,
Tony. They're
right?
due.
Well, I'm glad.
They're due.
Tonight is Game 6,
And tomorrow would be Game 7?
probably. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
not going
yeah.
on Sunday Night Football.
No, it'd be smart if
It's
they
gonna
do it
conclude.
tonight and tomorrow. Yeah.
Yes, the Fall Classic could
Vladdy
end
Guerrero
in
is trying
November.
to steal that MVP from Otani.
Yes, and if the Canadian team wins, do they get invited to the White House?
Yeah, exactly.
There's a tariff on the
They
trophy.
will not
Yeah,
be invited
yeah.
to the White House.
Well, they might get invited, and then they'll
They'll
ice
come
will
Is that
come
guy
and
still
contain
president?
that.
Is he really still president?
Oh, he's president.
Yes.
How is this
Oh,
possible?
God.
He is.
All right, let's
Yes,
try
he's
to
still
avoid
president.
that. Trick or treat,
Happy
everybody.
Halloween, one
Happy
and all. Be
Halloween.
safe
Stay
out there,
safe.
please.
Don't eat too much candy.
And eat lots
we'll
of
see you
candy.
on Monday, and enjoy every sandwich.